Okay, so we are back. Let's open the game. So
What was your prediction?
Yeah,
for the
my
racer?
predictions. I think so. I think Spax is gonna be able to take it because he's on P6 and has the P5, and he's on the soft, so that's gonna be a massive advantage. So, I think Carpia is gonna get P2, and then Rolls Royce is gonna get P3. What about you?
My prediction, I'm gonna go with Rolls first. Second, because of the strategy he's choosing with the one-stop, and maybe JJ third.
Yeah, actually we have to pay attention to Jensen. He's on the mediums, so he actually did that lap on the mediums, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think he's actually really fast, so I think he can do a good job at coming back.
The sky also looks a bit overcasty, covered with clouds. I'm not sure about
maybe there's gonna be
rain. There's some rain in the air, so that might spice up the race to a whole other level and mix the strategies even more. But 4 lights, 5 lights, lights out, away we go. A good start from JJ. Up to alongside with Rolls, I believe, on the description of Carpia.
Oh, look at Beef.
There was close. Oh, and contact with the Renaults.
I think it's Noidrate or Tyson. There's a few.
Yeah, Renaults, both Renaults had contact. And I think some pieces of front wing flew off from one of the Renaults.
Beef is out. He's on the gravel.
We're lucky. It's in his name, so I guess that stood out for him today.
So look at the Renaults, they are going down the field really fast. I think they've had contact. They are in P13 and P14, which is not good. Oh, look at the wing of Noidwood. It's completely broken.
Yeah, battle for second place with Rolls over the back of JJ. He didn't actually go for a dive in the hairpin. Maybe he's trying to wait. Oh, he loses it. He loses it.
He almost loses it. Spax gets the position. Does he?
Spax is now at third place. They're side by side.
Late braking by Rolls.
Has the inside light. That's awkward in there. Rolls rides out, but he's gonna have a good slipstream now.
I think Spax just needs to stay with the guys, and he has the strategy advantage, so
yeah. Oh, and they're 3 wide. Oh, and a big move from Legla. Yeah.
Look at JJS. Oh my god, Legla is doing an awesome job. Yes, well.
There's a lot of actioning happening right now. Left trying to move on JJ, and Spax skips 4th place from Lois. So Rolls is actually been the most to lose in this first couple of laps. And he's down to 5th, and Carpia actually has created a big gap down to 2nd place. He's around seconds down the road. And leg left now, putting some pressure on JJ. Oh, and his back snaps out, and he almost loses it. Thing from Spax as well, but no damage. End of lap 2. Activated next lap, and we might see some overtakes down the main straight and the back straight as well.
So Rolls Royce is struggling, I think. Oh, he's in the pits. I think he had damage or something.
Yeah, he had damage, I believe, as well.
That's unlucky. Also, Noidrate is out, which is really unlucky as well.
Also, now the raid is out. There's actually a big battle going on for the second place between three cars, JJ, Leglav, and Spax. And right now,
And look at the gap, 5 seconds in 2 laps. That's
yeah,
insane.
5 seconds. That's a big gap that Carpe has created. But our soft tires are gonna start to wear out now. The front left, especially, is gonna warm up real quick. And Spax is losing a bit of time to JJ and Leglav on the DRS zone.
So I have an update on noise rate. He actually crashed going into the pits, which is really unlucky. Oh, look at Leglav.
Yeah, he has a very weird line through there. And JJ
He
pits.
is onto the pits on lap 4. That's really weird.
And that leaves Leglav a bit vulnerable towards Spax, yeah. Move, I think, yeah, he's pulled alongside, he's braking later. It's good racing between them, side by side, to turn number 3. And Spax has the inside, he's up to the second place now.
And this is gonna be really hard to take back for Leglav.
Yeah, especially because the tire will start to kick in very shortly. What Spax need to do right now is to create a gap more than 1 second, so Leglav is not on his DRS zone. Focus on keeping a stable gap towards Carpia.
Currently I'm watching Brexit Forever. He's behind Mete. He's actually doing a really good job.
Well, for 6th place, and also Brexit is on soft tires as well,
Yeah.
as is Mete, so we'll slow each other quite a bit right now. They would have to think it smart, let the other guys pit first, and then go on to battle it out with each other.
Also look at JJS. I'm not sure whether it was good to pit that early because now he has a lot of traffic.
Wing doesn't look damaged from the angle I'm looking at it, but
Also look at the gap between Carpia and Spax. He has an amazing pace. I think Carpia needs to do something, like he's losing more than 1 second per lap.
The tower started to kick in for sure for him. He might pit on this lap. Oh yeah, he's losing the backhand quite massively.
Maybe
running a high ballast,
way too
or
hard.
maybe, yeah.
It's 2.4. This is not good for Carpia.
He's gonna have to pit for sure this lap.
Look at it. The rear is completely gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Meanwhile, Leglav is actually doing a pretty good job at staying behind his back.
Yeah, Leglav, I'm on board with Leglav, and he's not having massive problems like Carpia has. Well, I say that and he runs a bit wide, but his backhand is not so unstable. It's planted.
Oh, and Beef spawn. He has a spawn.
Oh.
Beef. Oh.
Yeah, and also Carpe is in the pits now.
Yeah.
Let's see where he comes out.
Dal is just behind Leglav. He's really close.
Oh, JJ and Carpe are very close. It's gonna be close. He needs to outbrake him.
I think it's fine because
That's it.
Carpia has cold tires, so JJS should be able to take back the position.
And there's been a crash, I believe. There are yellow flags in sector 2.
Dal has overtaken Leglav. They are fighting.
Yeah.
I think Leglav has to pit.
So
Maybe
so
he's
might
trying
pit
to
right now.
do the one stop.
It is possible, but it'd have to go a long way.
Okay,
And
he can't.
so let's see what tire he puts on. He brakes quite early for the pit limiter line.
Meanwhile, JJS is gonna be on the DRS of Carpia.
And Meglaf is on soft tires.
Yeah, I think he's going for the 2-stop. There's no way he can do 28 laps with the softs.
Yeah. And Carpia is trying a move on Mete. He's gaining, down into turn 1, late braking. He has the inside line and yeah.
That's a really good overtake by Carpia, really clean.
And JJ also trying to make a move on Mete as well now. Mete is completely...
He's struggling.
JJ is stuck now behind Mete, and that can influence his race quite a bit now, since Carpia has fresh air in front of him.
Yeah, the gap is almost 2 seconds between JJS and Carpia, which is not ideal for JJS.
Side by side now, he has to do a late braking man. Oh, and he doesn't leave him much space. Very, very aggressive defensing there from Mete, pushing it. That must be, as a driver, that is very, very frustrating to be behind a slower driver and not finding a way on how to pass him.
The gap is 3 seconds.
Yeah, he lost quite some time there. Carpia says fastest lap. He's trying JJ trying to move for Mete now. Race is open.
Ooh, and late braking by Mete. Wow.
Very, very late braking, and he keeps the position. Does he? Oh,
there's
some contact. Yeah, but
also,
he gets the drop there.
Nico is out of the race.
Oh yeah, that's a shame for Nico. Yeah, so 4 seconds behind Carpia, so he lost almost 3 seconds on that last lap, being behind Mete.
Yeah.
Right now in a good position, in a very good position is Spax, because the gap to Carpia...
Oh, JJS is out!
Oh, JJ is out.
He crashed coming out of turn 9.
Yes, he did.
That's really unlucky. He was having a
great race. It's very unlucky indeed. Yeah, as I was saying, right now Spax is in a very good position. He has a gap to Carpia of around 15 seconds. He only has to pit once more. I believe it will be the medium tires. That would make more sense.
Leg lap overtakes Mete.
Yeah, so Mete is really struggling right now. He's losing way too much. I think he has damage on his...
Does he?
wing.
I don't see any damage.
That would be the explanation as to why he's going so slow, because other drivers on soft tires are actually base, but Mete is actually struggling quite a bit now. And if he pits now, that might be a bit of a long stretch. It would be 24 laps for the medium tires, as Double G gets 3 seconds time penalty of corner cutting.
Also look at Carpia, he's really fast, he's flying right now. Jensen is on the medium, so that makes sense why he's going slowly, but Carpia has amazing pace.
Yeah, Carpia has a really good pace right now, but he's gonna have to push massively to fight for the victory with Spax. As Jensen in front of him, so it's very important for him to finish the move quickly at the end of this lap in the DRS zone. without getting stuck behind him.
Look at Double G and Brexit, they are side by side. It's gonna Brexit gonna try to take it back.
Oh, around the outside. That would be a move and a half. Ah, there may contact. Oh, yeah.
Also, Mete and Rolls are fighting.
Yeah, Mete and Rolls were side by side through corner number 4. But Mete is really pushing the limits of defensive maneuvers.
So leg lap
Rolls, he might. No, he thought about it for a moment of diving down the inside, but Mete runs wide. There's no space.
I think Mete is defending way too hard.
Oh, and there's a dive at the chicane. They lost a lot of time in there, and Mete pits. Yeah. A lot of time to Rolls in there, probably 2 seconds throughout the entire lap in there.
Carpia has overtaken Jensen, so he's in P3 right
now. Yeah.
Also, I think Dal is closing the gap into Spax.
It's very strange to compare Rolls' race pace with his qualifying pace. I'm on board with him now, and he at the turn 4 touching the grass. And if you'd compare Rolls with at pretty similar times in qualifying, but now Rolls is around in seconds behind Carpia. So he would need to work a bit on his race pace trim. Yeah.
Rolls is currently 17 seconds away from Carpia, which is
he? Yeah.
Which is not good considering the starting positions.
Yeah.
I think he's also getting a lot of corner cuts.
Also that.
Also, look at Dal, he's really close to Spax.
Dal is also
in the RS range.
Front is the gap that separates him from Spax. He's not making it to the DRS of the back straight, but if he can put in a good last sector, he can maybe get the DRS zone. I'm noticing almost every corner that Specs goes into, he has a lockup. Tire, sometimes one tire, but yeah. Okay, a bit of a corner cut in there.
That is really close. He won't. Does he have DRS?
I don't think he. No, he has not. He doesn't have it. The gap
really
was
close.
Around 1.1, but he's getting close. He's getting very close.
He'll definitely have it for the back straight, and I think for next lap they will have a chance at taking the lead.
Actually, he actually has quite a good pace around here because Spax he pulling away, or he had a 2 or 3 second gap, I think.
Look at Ice Card. Oh, Ice Card is.
Oh, that's he's on his way.
That's gonna be a discussion.
Gonna get. It's DRS from Ice Card. This is actually helping Carpia because the gap now is around 6.3 seconds towards Dow.
Yeah, and also I think Jensen still has a chance because you can, like, if he's close by the end of the race, he's gonna be on a softer compound.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be interesting.
I think that
Dal is pitting. Okay.
Dal is speeding,
I think it's gonna go for the
speeding on
undercut.
mediums. To put on mediums now. Oh, and he has a penalty, I think, or...
No, I think it's a visual bug.
Okay, because it was a glitch on my screen, he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stood
in
stationary.
mine as well,
Yeah.
but I think it's just a visual bug.
He rejoins in 5th place, behind Leglav.
The thing is, the undercut is not really effective because the mediums take a lot of time to warm up. So I'm not sure if this is the right strategy.
And now Carpia is behind Ice Cart now, getting the blue flags. Nice cards moves out of the way quite nicely this time.
Yep.
And Spax pits. Spax is into the pits now.
Let's see where he comes
This is very good of the race. He's for sure gonna put the medium tires on. And we'll see if he comes behind Doll or not. Close to each other.
Royce gets a penalty.
Out, Doll is quite close. They're gonna be side by side. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant move by Doll.
It's really clean.
For the first couple of corners there, and he gets 4th place. This is gonna be very interesting because Carpia is in 1st place. Stop again. And the gap towards Doll is around... might come out roundabout where Rolls is. Ups at decent lap times now, like 1 or 2 fast lap times, to be in front of Rolls, and that way he's gonna have a clear track in front of him so he can challenge for the victory. Spax is not close enough to Dal to challenge for a move. The closest battle right now, I'd say, is between Tyser and Beef for 7th place. They're in the last sector now, going through the chicane. As Beefs runs out and completely cuts the corner, that should be a warning for him. Oh, Specs.
That's
the
not
second
good.
penalty. Yeah.
That could be race change.
Yeah, that could be make or break for him for the victory. So. I don't think that Doll and Carpia have any penalties, right?
I don't think so. I can check it. Carpia has 1 warning, Jensen has 1 warning, and Dal has also 1 warning. So yeah.
Okay. It's 17 more laps to go.
So I think it's gonna be really difficult for Spax to get the win.
Yeah. Doll is quite close to Leglaf right now. Then the DRS zone, the main straight. He's not close enough to make a move down to the first corner. They're putting quite a decent gap between him and Spax. The gap is now 2.4 seconds. Seems like Spax has enough pace to carry to Dal. Dal right now is almost half a second behind Leglaf. on the main back straight. Opening the DRS zone, I think he's gonna go for the move down the inside, leg breaking, and yeah, yes. Oh, he locks up. He goes wide, and they're side by side, but he keeps the position. Yeah. Dom in there.
This is good for X-Pax. Oh, leg left.
Yeah, leg left completely overshots the chicane. Oh, and he's into the pits. He's into the pits.
So this is really good for X-Pax, I think.
Yeah.
He gained a bit of time, but I think X-Pax got another warning. No.
He also has DRS now. Spax needs to up his game if he really wants to get this victory, because
he's going to need to be really lucky to get the win.
Our yellow flags in sector 3, I don't know who that is. I think that was Rolls. He made a mistake, I believe. Maybe he spun out, because he lost quite some times in a couple of positions as well. So things are going very, very, very bad for Rolls since the start of the race.
Yeah, he had a great qualifying, but I think he lacks consistency. Oh, and Carpia has a penalty.
With second penalty, so now this is getting interesting.
And he's into the pits. Oh, Brexit crashing in the pits.
It was close.
Wow. That's really unlucky for Brexit.
That was a blessing in disguise for Carpia, because Brexit was going in first.
Yeah.
And they're on the same team, so Carpia would have been held up in there.
Yeah.
Around, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds.
And look at Spax, he's flying right now.
Just saving some ERS, because from the looks of it right now, he low. It's a slap, so yeah, he's really hunting Dom now. As things stand right now, Carpia and Spax are the only ones with 3-second time penalty, and Dol doesn't have one.
So we could be seeing a Williams 1-2 maybe with the penalties.
We could.
Because Jensen is gonna be on the softs and he's gonna be really, really fast.
Yeah, he's not stopped yet. A long way down, didn't he?
He hasn't. So Fish is out. That's unlucky.
As Jensen pits now. That's... Oh, he almost hits the wall there on the pitch entry. Or the pit line limiter, so he doesn't get a penalty this time. And he's gonna be on the softs. No. Okay, it's softs. A lot of glitches with the pit lane this time, so...
So Carpia is also really close, and he's gonna have the softs. So he's gonna be really fast, but can he take them to the end? Or...
Right now, Carpia seems in a better position. He has the compound possible out of them,
yeah.
And as well, so
Roy gets another penalty.
3-second penalty. That just throws my prediction out of the window for alls. Spax is almost in DRS range. He's 9/10 now. He just needs to perfect this chicane, which he hasn't quite done yet. Oh, yeah, there was a cut.
Yeah.
To get any DRS.
And he's not in DRS, so that's not good.
Oh, and a 19.7
wow.
From Carpia.
That's insane.
That's a good lap, yeah.
And Jensen is really far behind. I don't think Jensen has any chance unless they fight.
Lost some time this lap, didn't he? Because I don't think the gap was 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Tyser and Beefs are beefing it out for 8th place. Tyser's on the soft tires while Beefs on the medium. Might have a good run in the DRS and possibly get 8th place. As Beefs is very defensive, but Tyser doesn't really slipstream, and positions stay the same. This is quite close to Dollar right now. I think he might be in DRS range.
He is. I think he is. Yes, he is. DRS is open.
Yeah, DRS is open, wide open.
We're gonna have a really interesting fight between Carpia, Dal, and Spax, and if they fight enough, I think Jensen could try to get.
Yep. If the top 3 all fight, then Jensen might get into the fight as well. But he really needs to put up some very consistent lap times.
He does.
Lap times. He has lowered the gap. Now the gap is 7.6 seconds, so he gained around 5 or 6 tenths in the last lap. And Carpia is now in DRS range to Spax as well, so to be a 3-horse way battle for the lead. For one, if Jensen puts some very quick lap times.
Carpia is ready to attack.
Carpia is right on the gearbox of Spax.
They have to be careful because if they fight way too much, Dal is gonna go away. So if I was Spax, maybe it would be smart to let Carpia go through, so he fights Dal.
With Carpia, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just gonna be an easy overtake.
Just breezes him by. Now it's gonna be very hard for Dal, especially because he doesn't have anyone in front of him to gain some slipstream, so
at least
he's
he
gonna
doesn't
really
have
have
a
to.
penalty which Carpia and Spax do.
Yeah.
So maybe that could give him the win.
Maybe, it's possible, but Carpia right now is very fast.
Yeah, but as the laps go, like the softs should get worse and worse. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting, actually, yeah.
And look at Jensen, the gap is only 6 seconds.
Oh, he locked up a bit in the hairpin. So Carpia is in the DRS range of Dal and Spax in the DRS of Carpia.
I think he isn't. I think Spax is, but Carpia isn't.
The best scenario for Dal right now, because Carpia is not so close to him to challenge for a move down to turn 1 or maybe turn 10 at the hairpin.
Yep.
It's quite good for Dal because the drivers behind him have a 3-second penalty. He can just do what he's doing now and keep a position.
Oh, Carpia gets
Carpia,
ahead.
yeah.
That's not good.
Now it's a
gonna be
proper
impossible
fight for the win.
Yeah. He's really close. But yeah.
Oh, they're all looking up. I think there's a driver, a slow driver coming up in front of Dal.
Mete, maybe? Yeah, it's Mete.
Yeah, it's meta, yeah. Something happened to Mete because he's quite far down now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's very close. Now Carpe is very close. Top when Doll goes extra defensive. Carpe is on the outside, outbreaking. He keeps the position. Yeah. Carpia moves to first place. This is way behind now. Like the gap is almost 2 seconds. What Doll needs to do now is he needs to stick with Carpia, because Carpia's tires might give up or overheat. That can give Carpia an opportunity. I'm sorry, that can give Doll an opportunity.
Yeah.
Mete just goes wide without interrupting the fight for the lead. To the final corner, Carpia is 1.1 seconds. I don't think he got DRS. No, he didn't get DRS this time. So that's a bit of a bummer for him and good news for Carpia. Oh, as JJ has led the session.
No, he was already retired.
Oh yeah, he was retired, yeah.
So let's see if Dal managed to keep up with Carpia. I think it's gonna be almost impossible for Carpia to open up a 6-second lead. It's way too much, especially as the softs start to give up.
But looking at the ERS that they have left, 3, Doll has the biggest amount of ERS on his disposal. So he can actually try and go for some hot laps to just get back on Carpia's DRS range. He lost a bit the back end. Now Spax is closer to Doll as well.
Yeah, this could be really good for Carpia if it's Spax and Dal starts to fight.
And Spax has DRS now.
He does. So
Put up a 2-second gap. So this is presumably a done deal for Carpia if he keeps this gap.
but he has a 6-second penalty, I believe.
Okay, he has 6 seconds.
Let me check.
So
yeah, he does, and he also has a warning.
So he needs to be careful with the corner cutting, because that 6 seconds might end up being as a 9-second penalty.
Yep.
And that put him even behind Jensen.
Yep.
Because Jensen is actually catching the guys in front quite rapidly right now. Third place is 4 seconds for him. He looks to be good on his tire management.
Look at Spax. I think he's struggling with traction.
Seems to be quite fast in the last sector.
Yeah.
Because I'm noticing that Spax is gaining on him on the first and second sector. Quite a bit of time in the last sector, and that's almost pretty much the plan, because that's where the DRS detection point is.
Also, I think Spax is really pushing, because if you look at the ERS, it's really low. Meanwhile, Das has a lot of battery left. So
There's another battle. The closest battle right now, I think, is between Double G and...
Oh! Carpia is
Beats.
out! Wow.
Out.
He's out. He crashed.
Crashed? Oh, yes.
Coming out of turn 9, I believe. Same
Yeah,
as JJS.
it's very unfortunate
Same
for him.
as many people. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. He was doing quite well, actually, but...
So I think this is actually going to be a Williams 1-2. Unless Spax does something.
Yeah.
Because Spax currently has a 3-second penalty.
And also Jensen is actually getting quite closer now.
Yeah, he is.
Gap to Spax has gone down to 2.6 seconds, so... The last 4 laps of the Grand Prix. Very interesting and... very suspenseful for these top 3 drivers. And right now Rolls has...
I think he's going for the fast lap.
most likely... Oh, it's Spax 3 seconds.
I think that's it for Spax.
Yeah.
I think unless Dal gets a penalty, it's gonna be Dal P1, Jensen P2, Spax P3.
Yeah, most likely.
But they could make a mistake, just like Hartley, so anything can happen. I wanna watch Roy. He's probably gonna do an insane lap.
He has a super soft tire, so...
Oh, he's on the gravel.
Touches the gravel. That might be a warning as well, because that part of the track you can get a warning if you extend it quite a bit.
I think Roy has 9 seconds of penalties, which is a lot.
Quite a lot. But Jensen is trying really hard to catch up to Spax and maybe overtake him. Of course, he knows, he can see. Doesn't know that Spax has quite a bit of penalties. As Rolls sets a 19.6. With the, I believe with the new rules now,
Yeah,
drivers get
you
1
get 1
point
point.
for the fastest laps. Yeah, but
That's not the way it works in WCR, so I think it's an interesting regulation.
it is a very interesting because that way drivers can push throughout the entire race, even in the end of the race. So
Also, Jensen is
Driver
really
pushes.
close to Max.
the 1 second now
Leclerc gets a penalty, which won.
as well for like love. But his, yeah, it won't really matter to him because he's 22 seconds in front of Rolls. So worth mentioning that the top 3 right now face, even with Carpia being DNF, those guys have really put in a good race.
Yeah.
The 4th place, which is Leclerc, it's almost 30 seconds behind.
That's crazy.
Almost 1 second per lap lost. So Jensen is very, very close to Spax now.
He's also really close to that, but I don't think it's going to be possible.
Actually, he might have a chance for the race victory now. He goes alongside and he just get blast past Spax,
That was really
and he's free to go to chase Dal right now.
Oh, Oh, and that gets a penalty. This is gonna be the race.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Wow.
It's bad news for him.
Yeah.
Laps to go. Capture the race victories. 1 second, 1.2 seconds now. But in a driver's mind, you always push.
Yeah.
If I was in his shoes, I would push so hard right now because the race victory is just 1 second away from you. It's the last lap almost, and he has the better compound. Although by now those tires might have been pretty worn out. Let's see if we can get on the DRS range.
Wow, Spax just... What?
Spax has left the session. He might have disconnected, I believe.
Yeah, that was interesting. I think he will still get it.
Most certainly he will get it. Oh, last lap. Good race. It was a very interesting race with the strategies and the combinations of the strategies. Starting on the medium tires, and he's now up to second. So that's very good for him. Dahl did a very good job as well. Like starting, I believe it was 7th place that Dahl started.
Oh, they lock up.
Locked up, yeah.
Is Jensen going to attempt an overtake? The teammates? Rolls gets another penalty.
3 seconds.
I think he does not care at all.
Collecting penalties like candy, like a boy collecting candy in Halloween, but onto the final corner, and it's Dahl that gets the race victory.
Wow.
And that has got to be the best finish Williams has seen in the last decade. A 1-2 finish for Williams. A deserved one, I would say.
Yeah.
Even though some might say that Carpia did a very good job and might have taken the victory.
Yeah, but like you have to give credit to Jensen for being able to make like almost no mistakes in such a long race. No penalties. I think that's
exactly, yeah.
Not easy.
That's what I believe makes a complete driver. We saw Carpia having a lot of pace. He I don't know, maybe it was the pressure or maybe a mistake that made him crash, but he ended up crashing and Jensen took the victory, so
I think Tyson is gonna get P5. Yeah, he does.
Tyson gets P5. Rolls has too many penalties, but yeah. It's so the podium, Jensen, Dahl and Spax. Even though Spax retired, he still got the place.
So I think
driver of the day.
Yeah, I think it has to go to Jensen. I think that was awesome. I think Carpia was really good. I think Spax was really good, but Jensen was outstanding.
It was a very good test race, and if the other races, if the official races go like this one, it's gonna be a very good season for these guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
So yeah, that has been the race.
Yep.
Congratulations to the top 3 guys, and we'll see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.